My friends and I are entering a new academic season. I'm sure many youngsters are also returning to school after summer. While the break was good as the school reopening was coming closer, I noticed a little anxiety within myself. And I reached out to friends who said they shared the same feelings. My friends and I wanted to get to the bottom of this. So I asked Priyanka mom if she can help me understand, and she said, let's do even something better, be the host. So today I will be asking her questions, and I hope this episode can help every school going kid and college going youngster to help them navigate the new academic season better. Let's dive in.
Every year, students are like, new year, new me, new goals. But coming to school after a summer break is not really exciting. You worry constantly about if your friends changed, if you got into new internships, or if people figured out life before you. You keep constantly worrying about marks and all the stuff which school pressurizes you about. So, I want to ask you some questions, ma'am, about students that we might not say out loud, but we think that. So, and hopefully, this conversation reminds students that struggling doesn't make us weak, but makes us human.
It's just not students, but no one's struggle makes us weak. We all have our own journeys, we all have our own stories that we bring along with us every day. I think the hope that we wake up every day, that is what defines our strength. So let's see what you have today for me.
So, before that, ma'am, thank you for doing this episode. And firstly, so why does going back to school after a long summer break, feel so exhausting?
Let me ask you a question. So when you said a long summer break, define long.
3 months, 2 to 3 months.
Yeah. In our school, the summer holidays were from March until June.
Mm-hmm.
And we all we did not have social media, we did not have phones, we had landline connections. So my academic year, new academic year, is different from what your generational new year academic year is. So for us, coming to a new academic year was a few parents would have transferred, and we would be missing them. A few friends would be joining us, and we would try making friends with them. You get new uniforms, you get new books, you make new friends, you get new teachers, and you get new bicycles. It was something kind of new and exciting for us because we had nothing to compare with ourselves with. Our parents told us, okay, this year you're growing a little older, so just make sure you take care of your sister or your brother who's in the same school. That was our only responsibility. And when we were joining for lunch, we would eat with our respective friends. Okay, did your mom have no time for you to prepare lunch today? It was an informal potluck. Let's just share. And sometimes when mothers were unwell to comb the daughter's hair, everybody had long hair and there was a pattern that the hair had to be braid. And then the friends would pitch in, okay, let me do this. But now, constantly, there has been an eruption of social media. Even before you come to school, you know what your friend has been up to, you know what internship she has already been up to, whom she has interned with, what she has been doing, whom she has met, where she has traveled, what destination she has been to. You know, the intrinsics of her personal life, her or his personal life, before even you entered school. And so you're just not looking at the books or the new friends anymore. You're also comparing herself, or they are comparing themselves with your social life. So what was just an academic new beginning has also started becoming a social beginning of a social new beginning. And that then you go back and think, am I enough? You ask yourself, am I enough? You're not going to ask, am I making a new friend? You're asking, am I being that enough friend? So that's a difference between which friend am I making this year, or am I being an enough friend? There is excitement here, there is that joy here, there is this comparison here. And this all happens before even you enter school. So if you ask me, where does this all begin and why does this all begin? I would say social media. And am I going to blame it? Definitely not. It's always in your hands as how much you can control it. Back then, we did not have the internship culture as well. So we would just go to our grandparents' house and just see where we can enjoy. Our cousins brought us their books. Our comparison was our cousins who were elder to us. They would say, I've studied this, so I'm giving you this path. We just followed what our cousins did because they took the difficult path for us. I have to tell about one of my cousins who passed away during the first wave of pandemic. He was a year or 2 years older to me. He would come for the summer vacation. He would come with his books and he would say, Priyanka, I've studied them. And I think this is important for you to improve your strengths here. So you play. And when you're free, that 1 hour when you're free, just sit with me. I'll teach you Telugu. I'll teach you this. Our cousins were our comparative, I wouldn't say comparative, but they were our informal teachers in many ways. My cousins taught me how to, if I wanted to skip a bath in the evening, my dad would say, if you have had your lunch in the afternoon and if you want to have dinner in the evening, you still have to have your bath in the evening. Then one of my cousins actually taught me, you know what, you can just turn the tap on and let the water flow, but don't come out immediately because then you'll be caught. But just make sure your face is washed or else you'll be caught. We have cousins here, but they are like, your cousin is studying this, you're lagging here. And that culture is what is creating kind of stress, just not academic stress, but societal stress and environmental stress as well. So if you can make sure where they can be confined to what length, I think it should be a new beginning for every academic season for every student who wants to start off.
So, ma'am, as you talked about social media, many students these days have their phones and, of course, have their social media accounts. And you see them constantly comparing themselves to others, their friends, or any other influencers. So, how do we stop comparing ourselves so much and being so hard on ourselves?
Okay, let's get to this informal chat. Who created my Instagram account?
Me.
Yeah. What did I tell you?
That you had a phobia of that.
Where that phobia comes from? Okay, she's a sports psychologist, but she has got only those many followers, or her work it gets judgmental.
Yeah.
And I do not want to be judged for a slip of a word or a spelling mistake. In an informal space, I can write WRITE as RIGHT and you would still understand and you would not judge me. You would just say Priyanka is having a bad day or she was just in a hurry. But when it comes to social media, it entirely judges
Absolutely.
my academic qualifications, my work experience and everything. So it was a conscious choice that I would not get into social media. But now social media has not become optional. It has become a compulsion where it is become a very compulsion where if your dog is wagging its tail, it becomes mandatory for you to put it on your social media platform. And that is where, okay, her dog has a bigger tail. Why doesn't my dog have a bigger tail? But yes, because might be your dog is a different breed. We don't look into the intrinsics. We just look at the exteriors and say, how do I compete? And maybe if we can just take away the judgmental part of social media and just try to use it only for informative purposes. Like when I was starting my career, I did not want to be on any social media platform because I felt intimidated by the kind of work that I was seeing around. And I was searching for jobs. My mom said, get on LinkedIn. I said, no, I do not want to. She said, trust me, get on LinkedIn. That is where professionals are and you would get good opportunities. And I got on LinkedIn. Today I have some 11,000 connections. And I went there, 11,000 connections. I sent everyone a message. I am so and so, looking for so and something. Can we connect, please? And when I reached out to people with an idea of why I'm reaching out to them, there was that expectation set. I'm not competing with you. I'm just trying to learn from you. And that is what I stuck with the last 6 years trying to learn. And I do still feel, oh my God, am I trying to feel competitive with them? Am I feeling inferior? Yes, I do. I still do after all this work. Then I ask myself, this is my choice to take up this career path. This was my choice to put myself out there. So I cannot be harsh on myself. So, to every student out there who's just trying to learn from an influencer or trying to learn from me, from someone, no one like me, I would still say, choose what you want to learn. Ask yourself, why are you looking at that profile? And then maybe the comparison part will go away. And then you will just, I understand you have to have entertainment in life. And I assume that social media is one of the biggest entertainment or the only entertainment platform that we have. Surprisingly, there are arts, crafts, carom board, chess, which we conveniently ignore. But once you try to understand what is your expectation of following that influencer or that person, or why are you on social media, it kind of gives you an understanding whether you want to compete or you want to feel pressured or you want to just, swap right or left. What is swipe right or left? Is that what they call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and down too.
Yeah, up and down too. So it again depends on what your understanding of that person's profile is. It can be very intimidating. It can be very false. It can be just showy. At the end of the day, you need to figure out whether your beliefs or your brought up matches with the one beliefs that they are showing. It's again too early to tell children to be good judges, but that is what I would tell. Be a good judge of social media personalities, and that will change the way you compete with yourself, and you'll be more kind to yourself, which is very much needed in this world right now, because you kids are not kind to yourselves.
Yeah.
One mark less than your best friend, you feel very hurtful. You might skip your breakfast, you might skip your lunch, and you might even skip saying hi to her the next day. So being kind to yourself is important, and that stops when you kind of understand where this comparison stops and where you let other personality of yours get into.
So, ma'am, speaking about competing and all about marks and stuff, how do you tell the students that are comparing themselves to their marks? Like, if I get less marks, I am not worth. And if I get high marks, then I am worth. So how do you define that? And how do you help us?
I was watching this interview wherein a tennis player, he was not able to win tournaments quite in some time. And a reporter asks, how are your confidence levels, Daniel? He says, my confidence levels are good, but you have been you're not been winning tournaments. He says, if you look at the past 5-6 tournaments, I've been going deep into the tournaments. I have been winning until semi-finals, and I might not be lifting the trophies, but I'm still earning points and money on the tour. So I cannot be judged based on one less score or one loss. You have to collectively look at the average of my performance to look at my confidence levels. So today, if I get a D in Telugu, how are my marks in English, or how am I doing in maths, or how am I doing in science? If I'm doing well there, my worth is not connected to where my Telugu is or how my English is. My worth is connected to how disciplined and committed I am to what I am asked to. I tell my players, what do you have to tell me before matches? I say, go and play your happy tennis. I ask them, what is your happy tennis? When I start working with players, one of my players is in Turkey right now. I tell him, write down what is your happy tennis. He says, I want to be able to play the shot or hit the ball where I want to. And that has got nothing to do with the technique. It's like a goal and an aim. Okay, that is my aim. That is where I'm going to hit. It doesn't talk about the forehand technique, or we do not talk about technicalities. Okay, that is your happy tennis. And today, for how long ever it takes, you just do that. So at every point in time, it is not, if you've got less marks in internals, your worth is not connected to the marks that you scored in internals. It is connected to the hard work that you put in. And I also agree that we have become so performative in nature that we immediately say, oh my God, you have only got this, you have worked so hard. And we try to normalize and sensationalize or romanticize burning midnight oils. Oh my God, I've just stayed overnight, and then I've done so much, is what one person says. Oh my God, I slept off at 11 o'clock in the night. Stay, and you know what time I sleep, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I sleep earlier than you. And am I worried about my colleague who's burning midnight oils out there and just trying to do better things than me? Definitely not, because this is where my capacity stops, and this is where I know, okay, even if I stay 1 hour later, my energy is burnt, and I cannot. I'll be still rubbing my eyes and trying to figure out something, and that doesn't go into the brain. That your worth should not be based on one score or one performative area. So anybody who's watching this, I would tell them, ask yourselves how much committed you have been in the last 1 month, or collectively in the last 1 quarter. Today, if it doesn't show up in the marks, ask if you have improved in the way you have been focusing. Ask yourself if you have been improving in understanding the subjects. Have you been able to sit in peace for an hour without losing your focus? I say to focus is to ignore. Are you able to do that? And your worth, when you attach it to that, the marks will eventually come. I understand we are in a place where marks do matter a lot. 99.90 is still less. So we're all aiming for 100%. And perfectionism does exist, but it comes with a cost. But when you do things collectively, not looking at the results, but when you're looking at the process, in the process, your worth increases because you see the progress you have made. I'm able to sit in front of my books for 10 minutes more than last month. Yeah, what do you do those 10 minutes? I'm just learning a new thing. I'm learning an answer. So I know that I am focusing on things which help me in the larger spaces. So your 10 marks that you scored in Telugu or failed in maths might not define who you become in the future, 5 years, 10 years down the lane. You might just tell them, you know what, I failed in Telugu. But it doesn't matter. I'm still good today. So you will tell a story back again to your kids saying, I wasn't successful, but it is still okay. But right now it feels that you are walking on eggshells. But if you just look at it as it is a process, but my worth is not connected to the process, connected to the results, but it is connected to the process that I am building on, it changes the way you look at yourself. Again, I would say being kind is not the layers of makeup or the haircut. It is how kind to yourself that you allow yourself to sleep half an hour early and not burn the midnight oil because somebody else is burning it. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Ma'am, so what do you say to people or students, I should say, who, are doing well? They're doing well in everything, but they procrastinate a lot and they often feel lazy or down.
The idea that procrastination is laziness is a myth. Procrastination is not laziness. They are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Psychologically, we have been misunderstanding what is procrastination. We think procrastination is laziness.
Mm.
So when you see someone with a pile of books and then just not opening the book, with naked eye, we think they're just procrastinating, they're just lazy, but they might be having an emotional turmoil inside. They're afraid of opening that book and not being able to understand what is written in that. Sometimes it says it all goes above their head. So they think, okay, let me have those 2 minutes or 20 minutes of buffer for myself. When I am at peace with myself, I'll just go open it and maybe then I will feel a little easier in understanding. It is not that they're just slacking off. They're just trying to give them that space to think, okay, maybe in the next 20 minutes, I will feel at ease with my own emotional turmoil or fear and be fine with reading or opening the books. It's not procrastination, it's not laziness. It's laziness. It might be fear of failure. It might be, what if I start studying now and I forget everything? What if I cannot concentrate? What if I still study so hard, but I have to do something else and that is more important? What if I still study, my friends still score good? what if I don't get this subject, how will my future be? Will I be able to get internship in this subject because I really like this subject? So much going on. Your mind has 60 billion neurons, and its only duty is to receive information, analyze information, and send information. So you back then we had when we did not have WhatsApp and all, we had basic phones. People of we would understand if we had to send a message on December 31st saying Happy New Year, we would send it at 11:30, and it would reach at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or even 6 o'clock in the morning, because half the world was trying to reach out to the other half of the world trying to wish, and there was signal jam, a service. And now when is your birthday?
December 9th.
So if I send you a message on 11:59 December 9th, when will you receive it?
I'll get it immediately.
Immediately, right? Why? Because not the entire world is celebrating their birthday on December 9th. So the servers are not jammed, and the message is immediately passed on. So now let's say, just think of this kid's mind as December 31st night's server signals. What is happening? He's receiving these many fears. The brain is analyzing them and sending them these many fears back. And now he's afraid to touch the book. But let's say you give him that space, like a server that works on December 9th. And what is happening? He's relaxed, he's able to focus. The message the brain receives is analyzed immediately and it is sent immediately. And it is understood like this. And we say, wow, what memory power. No, it's not memory power. We are just trying to bug the mind so much. And it might be our own fault. We have too many things to be afraid of. Too many, again, social media. I just saw my friend doing this. Oh my God, he's already 2 chapters ahead of me. I'm just still here. And if I start reading after another 20 minutes, he'll be 5 chapters ahead of me, which is not in your control. You cannot control how many chapters your friend reads, but you can control your own emotional turmoil. You can control what you can receive so that you know what to analyze and what to send to your body or brain. So that is not laziness. It is just trying to process emotions. And one of my jobs is emotional intelligence, where we tell our players, you're not angry right away. You're not mad right away. You are just upset. You do not get depressed right after one failure. It's a clinical diagnosis. Depression has to be clinical. So procrastination also just doesn't happen because somebody is not reading. It happens because there is too much happening and the brain is trying to process which one shall I pick to solve this issue right now. So I wish the students, the parents and teachers understood this, and then we'll be more kind to ourselves. Okay, my teacher understands why I haven't been able to join the class at 8:20, though the class is at 8:30. I know that she would trust me when I say there's a power cut, or she doesn't judge me because I'm late. She doesn't. When we give that psychological space and safety to each one of us, like the teachers giving it to the students trusting the teacher, saying, okay, I trust the teacher to tell her my secret or my fear and she won't judge me, and that wouldn't show up in my academic excellence. Or I can tell my parents this, and I can tell my parents I do not want to go to school today, and they would not think I am lazy. So once this is handled, I think it will be a beautiful environment for every child to grow, every teacher to teach, and every parent to beautifully bring up a child.
So, ma'am, are stress and burnout different things, or are they the same?
They're two different things. Stress, I have been having this. When there is too much of work, you feel you have had enough. You take a break, then sit back and you look at it and say, okay, I can just go back to this in a little while. You take a break. But with burnout, your physical energy is also drained. And at that point in time, there's already too much of stress piled up and you say, no, I'm done. I'm not with stress, you are done for the day or for the situation. But with burnout, you are done for a considerable amount of time.
Okay.
And you feel like not even getting up from bed. Because your physical energy is drained, your emotional energy is drained, your psychological energy is drained. And then you cannot just have it in you anymore. People with stress do break down, but people with burnout, they do enter acute depression. uh, so there is a difference between stress and burnout.
So, ma'am, how do we as teenagers differentiate between stress and burnout?
A burnt out student feels numb, exhausted, and emotionally disconnected, irritable, and he says, I have no emotional energy left. A kid who's stressed is comparing, is worried, and it has though there is physical stress, burnout is the extreme. So somebody who's exhausted, irritable, sensitive, and they miss noticing the smallest of changes. They slightly, you touch them and they cry. So if your friend is burnt out, they would just after a point in time, you can still smile when you're stressed. But with burnout, you crack a joke, you bring the best stand-up comedian in the town, they'll still not smile. So these are small things where you can just figure out who's stressed and who's burnt out. Burnt out people take more longer to recover from anything for that matter.
Ma'am, so why do students or anyone, in fact, feel hard to open up when they're clearly stressed?
Psychological safety, fear of judgment, and there is this notion that vulnerability is a shame. And we have normalized strength so much that we do not think a weakness is allowed. So you have been with me and you have seen the background work that goes behind the podcast. The time it is for the release of a trailer and how we rush Sweta.
Exactly.
Shweta, we rush you rush me, and we are rushing for the timelines, deadlines, and everything. But does it ever show up on the podcast?
No.
Does it show up in our conversations? Does Shweta ever say, oh my God, I'm rushed? No, right? Because each one of us feel, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm a failure. You might think if I tell Priyanka ma'am I need a break, oh my God, she might bring in another intern. If I say, as a podcast founder, if I say, oh my God, I cannot handle this anymore, my people will think, oh no, she can't just handle a podcast. Or Shweta might say, oh my God, she might give up the job to somebody. So there's always a fear of losing something. And that is the reason people don't actually tell each other what they're feeling. But since we have become close and we have been talking to each other, did I ever open up and say, oh Panika, today I don't feel like waking up from my bed. Today my voice is gone.
Ma'am.
And did you not say, ma'am, can I just take a break for today?
Yeah.
And did not Shweta come back and say, I am exhausted, I want break today? Did she not come
She
back?
did.
Because we build psychological safe environments and we no longer judge them. We just give them a space to say, okay, you're allowed to feel what you're feeling. You will come back to do what you're asked to do. I said this, right? Today you don't feel like waking up from bed. And you tell your parents, I don't want to go to school today. It might be, the first question is, did you fight with anybody? Did you not complete your homework? One of the questions I ask my players' parents is, how often do you discuss sports with your children? And they say, every meal. How often do you discuss if they're enjoying sports? And the answer is never. We assume that because we put them in schools, we assume that they're enjoying. And school is just not about studies. It's also about relations. It's about comparisons. It's about excellence in many factors. You might enjoy some, you might not enjoy some. But you're allowed to not feel enjoyable in every aspect of life. But when the other person beside you is enjoying it, you start feeling, oh my God, is it my fault that I am not enjoying it? You do not ask yourself, okay, my strength is this and maybe that is why I'm not enjoying it. Have you ever asked yourself, or have you said, she's enjoying studies, why am I not enjoying it? Is it because my favorite subject is something else and that's the reason I'm not enjoying this subject? Did you ask yourself that ever?
Yeah, I did.
Right? And my parents asked me, what do you want to become? I had something else and they said something else. And today, after a couple of detours, today I tell them I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And that realization took me quite a while. But today, if parents asked children, are you enjoying what you're doing? Of course, no child would say, I'm enjoying school. But the moment the child does not want to go to school, the question should not be, did you not complete your homework? It should be, how are you feeling? You want a day's break? Take a day's break. It's okay. We'll allow you to take that break. And maybe once that is allowed, children will automatically open up and say, okay, today I'm unwell. I'm not strong. I don't have the emotion energy to go and do all that things. This is when burnout happens, right? Emotional energy is exhausted. When you get a break, 1 day's break, and do absolutely nothing, you get your energy back.
Yeah.
When people are not asked to say, why am I not weak? This is why, because we are judged for our losses, our laziness, and everything. Might be if parents stopped asking. I'm not judging the parents. They have too much on their plates with kids of this generation. Maybe the question should not be, why did you not complete your homework, or did you fight with anybody? Were you suspended? Instead, it should be, are you not okay? How are you feeling? And when the child is able to say, I am not in a position to go, I feel exhausted today emotionally, maybe that will change the entire way the child will open up and say, okay, weakness is not a shame. It's allowed to be not strong all the time. I think that will change. The psychological safety we provide will change the way we can answer without shame.
So everyone talks about anxiety, like she has anxiety, I have anxiety, and social anxiety too. But why do most people not talk about something called school anxiety? Because school is not just academics and studies and marks. It has like different stuff like friendships, fitting in, pressures. So how do you help battle that? And how do you help spread awareness that school anxiety is a thing?
Because we still misunderstand what school stress is. For us, I said, right, for us, it was only about new friends joining school and missing old friends. Marks, yes. That was once in a while when we got the progress report. That day, our parents would be angry. We would just sit on time for study hours and then complete. Next day, for the signature, dad would say a few words. We would be done. But now, the school anxiety comes up in the forms of WhatsApp groups. Your child is supposed to study this. Online classes, and this is a homework. Now, your homework doesn't just go to you; it also goes to your parents, right?
Yeah.
Your progress also goes to your parents. Every day's progress, every week's progress. So you're not just dealing with books. You're dealing with environmental things that are factors that are outside your control, and you're trying to fit in. You're trying to be judged, and you cannot just. There are things that are beyond your control. It's sometimes, okay, is my place going to be alone in the? It was like, whom am I going to sit next in the classroom? I want to sit next to my good friend, or I just want to sit next to that girl because she has long hair and I would like. Now it comes to a point where we are comparing. Oh my God, if I sit next to her, what if my marks are compared to her? Initially parents ask, what are your best friend's marks? That is what exactly they ask. They do not ask what are their hobbies. It has become more of school for our times was more of learning, building confidence, and trying to understand and experiment new things on the ground in the moral science classes or in our stitching classes. Now you learn about low confidence before you understand even what is self-confidence or good confidence. You learn about stress before you understand what is a healthy life. If I ask a kid now, they'll be able to tell me more about depression than they can tell about a healthy schedule. So it's more of the judgment, the marks, the comparisons, the social media is more of causing school anxiety, and it does exist. There are researchers that say school anxiety is there in teenagers, and there are very quite alarming numbers. I studied that kid. I do not want to bring up the numbers because it is a very you are a minor and we do not talk about the alarming numbers that mental health issues that the children of your age have. And that is where, you just ask, what happened? I'm not enjoying school anymore. It is school anxiety. What has happened? There is the common word that comes is, I have too much homework.
Yeah.
That is a common word that they can
Hmm.
express. But behind the homework, there is expectation, fear of judgment. If I do not complete the homework, I'm going to be judged for this. I'm going to be punished for this. Nobody is going to ask me reasons for this. And they'll just judge me. You know what? When we were school kids, if we did not complete our homework, teacher would say, go and stand in the sun. And there was a big neem tree in our school, and that covered the entire campus. So if you were standing in the sun, the teacher knew we were standing in the shade, and the boys would be, bye Aya, bye, oh, my mom is coming, miss, my mom is coming, miss, let me get inside. The teachers knew that they were not punishing the student, they were punishing they were just condemning the deed of not completing the homework. But today, if Priyanka doesn't complete homework, it becomes Priyanka is lazy, Priyanka is not interested in studies, Priyanka is being spoiled, Priyanka is too much on social media, Priyanka is trying to become something she is not. Priyanka will not do good in the future. But back then, if Priyanka did not do her homework, all she had to do was stand under the neem tree, and if my mom was coming, it was not me, it was a schoolmate. So the guy would say, please ma'am, my mummy is coming, ma'am, or the HM is coming, ma'am, please. And the teacher would allow him into the school and in the class as if nothing happened. It was just between the teacher and the student. When the homework was not completed, this was the act that I'm condemning you for it. I'm not condemning you for the entire character or entire kid that you were the entire year. So back then, there was no anxiety. We would not miss schools. And we would all go in groups, like, the bicycles or the walk. One child would pick up and then go. Today, we go alone. Our parents drop us, or we go in school buses. But even there's always this comparison. You know what? My mom did this. Oh, you know what? My dad did this. I saw on social media. I followed her. Oh, you're following her. Let me see. I'll follow better or something. There's always this judgment. From the moment you're getting into the school bus or the car that your parents have prepared for you, until you get out of the day, at the end of the day, it's always comparison. Then what does one expect? Happy life after? It's an anxiety. It's, there is school anxiety. And I will not blame one particular party that is causing that. It is a collective form, and if we do certain things in certain areas, I think school is a beautiful environment to grow. And I'm sure everyone would like to go back to school memories. Once they are done with half of their life, they would come back and say, my school life has been the best. And how many kids can actually say that? For us to create that kind of answer from this generation as well, we have to kind of create the environments we are building for them.
So, ma'am, speaking about schools and stuff, our school, everyone, almost teachers, let it be teachers, parents, they want us to be perfect in everything. If not perfect, near to perfect. So, is being a perfectionist an ambition, like we want to do it, or is it just fear or failure in disguise?
It is a 50-50. I would not completely blame the teachers or the parents, because they have expectations on them. When your parents picked a school for you, Oak Ridge, right?
Yeah.
They picked it because it's one of the best. And the school boasts one of the best success rates, placements, internships, and the best of the teachers. So everybody is in their own space trying to show or validate their existence in that place. So your father is trying to justify that he put you in this right school. The teacher is trying to justify herself, saying, okay, I am doing my, the school did not make a wrong choice by selecting me as a teacher. The school is trying to say, okay, they did not make a wrong choice by just trying to put Parnika in this school. So how do I compensate for that? Let me be perfect. Let me be perfect. Let me be perfect. And in the process of trying to be perfect, we are just somewhere in disguise, afraid of losing, afraid of being judged. What if I am not the teacher that they expected me to be? What if I'm not the school that they expected me to be? What if I'm not the student that I'm not expected to be? So perfectionism is, you correctly framed it. It's a fear of loss, fear of judgment, fear of comparison.
So, ma'am, coming back to square one, why do so many students feel so pressurized to completely reinvent themselves after a long break?
A lot must have happened over the long break. I would say nobody asks which sport did you pick up. They're not asked, did you go to your grandmother's place or did you eat that new mango pickle? They ask, what did you learn? Which skill did you learn? Where have you been to? What have you been up to in a way of that is measured? Back in my days, they asked, hey, mummy, daddy, ekkadikana తీసుకెళ్లారా? మమ్మల్ని తీసుకెళ్లారు. We have this LTC, parents had LTC where it was compensated for traveling, government employees. Whether rich or poor, every parent took their children. The easiest and the most economical place was to go to grandmother's place. Today, we have summer camps and they are to learn. Oh, you went to this summer camp, what did they teach you? They taught me this. Okay, how is that useful for me? You're just constantly trying to upgrade yourself. What is a break for? This for you to rejuvenate.
Yes.
Try to take a break from everything around you and just be ready for the new year. Not to sit and, if I were to be a school principal or a parent, I would teacher. I would make it mandatorily to be off from the social media. I will just turn off the YouTube or everything, phone, everything, TV, everything, and I'll tell them, okay, come, let's go garden. And I tell my players, come down for a month to my house. We will go garden. We will eat what you produce. And if we try to tell our students, like the children, okay, let's go garden. Let's do something, let's learn something which has got nothing to do that makes you feel like a competitor. Let's not make something that makes you sound academically successful. If we just try to remove that part and ask, how did you enjoy your break? Or how did you just don't have to go to the spa, don't have to go to hair massages. We had nothing like that back then. We still were happy kids because our happiness came from the little things we did. There were no summer camps. There were no, go learn this, go internship. This is your break, right? And you're interning.
Yes.
Yeah, which should have been ideally, you should have been taking a break. You're here on a weekend trying to intern because you have some KPIs to complete.
Yes.
And by the time you're ready, your profile should look all glossy and successful. And then we ask, why are academic years pressurized? Should I be doing that to you?
Internships, ma'am, I think they are helpful. But if it's a good thing, yes. But if it's taking too much from you, then it's not that good. But
yeah, you are being very kind and sweet right now, yeah. But there are times when you feel, oh my God, not today. I do not want to do that today. And that you should be allowed to.
Yeah.
And when you're allowed, and that is why exactly they give you a break, right? And you're supposed to be enjoying that break. And if you ask me, what was the question again? How do you make breaks leisure?
Yes. Yeah.
Get out the social.
How do you reinvent yourself?
Get out the social media. That is somebody who's already done that and telling you, okay, I enjoyed this. If you just go and without knowing swimming and you just get into that lake, you're going to drown yourself. And you don't reinvent yourself. Somebody else will discover your body, for God in heaven's sake. So you should know where your strengths lie. You should know where is your limit to compete. You constantly are comparing yourself. Oh my God, she has done that, she's done this, she's done. The other day I brought in a guest. We were doing one of the episodes. We'll be releasing this tomorrow, right? She's my classmate, schoolmate. She's a director of an MNC.
Mm-hmm.
And one killer of a resume she's got. She's a topper. She's called herself a people person. Back then, I did not know even that word existed. We were all just friendly. And I was looking amazed. She was coming in this red flashy car. And she said, Priyanka, I'm here. And I'm like struggling, running from between episodes, from guest to guest. And oh my God, I was worried missing the deadlines and all. I was wow, look at her lifestyle, man. She's coming as a guest on a podcast and she's kicked it out of the park. Look at her career, man. What am I doing? I'm still trying to put my foot in this world. Did you just look at how apprehensive I was? And that is when I took a break for 3 months, came back, reinvented myself, and come back. And we're doing this episode, right? So, without knowing, somebody is looking at you as a point of reference, saying, oh my God, I want to be that person. And are you looking at yourself as the same person in the mirror? Are you looking at yourself and saying, oh my God, I want to be that person? And that is how you reinvent yourself, no matter what you're going through. I asked one of my tennis players who's been facing constant losses. I asked him, ఎలా నిద్రపోతున్నావు? అసలు నిద్ర రావట్లేదు. మరి మార్నింగ్ ఏ టైంకి లేస్తున్నావు? మార్నింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ టైంకి లేచేస్తున్నాను. మరి ఎలా లెగుస్తున్నావు? ప్రాక్టీస్కి ఎలా వెళ్తున్నావు? He said something that stayed with me. I wake up every day with a hope saying, today might be the day I might win. And if it doesn't happen, I'll still wake up tomorrow because I know the person I want to be. And today I might not become the person instantly. I might not become the person tomorrow instantly. But down the lane, I know somewhere I will be the person that I want to be. And who is that person you want to be? Maybe the person is the person that you're looking in the mirror. That is what I would say. Somebody is looking at you as an influence, man, and it's inspiration. You start looking at yourself as an inspiration. And that day when you actually can do that, you have reinvented yourself and you're not going back to the college thinking, oh my God, she has been there, she has done that. You'll tell yourself, I have been there, I have done that. And that day, you will not feel it as a comparison. You will feel it as a progress. And I hope that answers your question. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry about it if I'm taking too much of your time. But that is what I would like to say.
Ma'am, so it's not a pressure for a student to completely reinvent themselves.
Absolutely not.
So you can take your time.
Yeah, I finished my physiotherapy. I wanted to do my master's in sports. My mom said, you're not going to go abroad alone. I said, I'm not going to get married for studies. She said, you should stay at home. I cried. My tears did not work with my mother. It worked with my father, but moms are the head of the house. And I joined immediately the job that I did not want to join, but I just thought, okay, I want that freedom. So I immediately joined the IT industry. 8 years, I was in a place which I never belonged. Did I not enjoy? I enjoyed. The money was good. The shopping was good. The haircuts were being paid for. The food was amazing. The life was good. I took a break and I was watching one tennis match. My heart fell for it. And I realized, okay, this is where I want to be. And at an age where everybody was going to settle off in their careers, I took a big detour, not knowing where it would land me. And 7 years later, I think sitting across you in this studio, I think it landed well. I did reinvent myself well. I did compare myself. I did feel that stress. But then I asked, who do I want to be? Do I want to be that person who is well settled, or who do I want to be that person who can take that risk and take up that challenge and try to reinvent herself? I think today I am that person. If I look into the mirror, I can say with humility that, okay, I have become that person who I once thought I wanted to become. So you constantly reinvent yourself. Today you might like kala jamun. Tomorrow you might like laddu, right? You constantly change your taste. You constantly change your strengths as well. What was once your weakness might become a strength. And that is your reinvention. And when you decide that is your reinvention and you enter a new phase of your life, that doesn't become a strength. That becomes your point of everything. You center all your strengths and imagine the stronger person and a better person you would land up yourself as. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much for your insights, ma'am. It was wonderful hearing it.
Pleasure is all mine.
So, to you guys, feeling pressurized or feeling burnt out does not make you weak. It makes you human. And reinventing yourself over a 3-month break is not that necessary or not mandatory. So, chill. It's okay. You got this. And maybe teachers, parents, and other peers, after watching this episode, can understand better too. Thank you.